Hey, good morning, and welcome to the last coffee video for this year. I know there's still technically like almost a week left with New Year's not being until next Wednesday and Thursday, but this is it. We've hung out every Friday, or most Fridays, a few Thursdays, ever since the beginning of the year, and that is thanks to you guys. You've been hanging out with me and keeping me going and sharing all of your fun stories too. So I wanted to take a minute and say thank you. And I can't believe we made it. It's been a very long year. But with getting ready for the new year, people keep talking about New Year's resolutions. I've mentioned a couple of times, I don't really do resolutions. I'm not one of those like, I'm gonna hit the gym every single day and see how long that lasts. That'd be nice, don't get me wrong, but I feel like for me with resolutions, they can be very discouraging because as soon as I break one, I'm not eating pizza all year, which I don't think I've ever done. But if I try that for a whole year, as soon as I have that moment, it all falls apart. And I know that's my own mental thing, but that's for me the way it works. I don't do well when I have to maintain something all the time. I'm better at setting a goal and working towards it, creating little milestones and celebrating those milestones along the way to whatever goal I'm working on. So this year I had a few, and I've had some setbacks in that regard. Poe has been with me every step of the way. And one thing that we set as a goal, just to kind of be funny, was the whole birdfluencer thing. So a lot of you know, if you follow him on Instagram, or you've probably seen his posts on Facebook. Sorry, my bangs are driving me crazy today. If you've seen any of his posts, you know that I use the hashtag birdfluencer with him. Yes, I admit I'm old. I don't really like the whole influencer thing a whole lot. I think it's kind of silly, but it has also backfired on me a lot, in that I was jokingly trying to get someone else to use the term. That was the whole goal. If I keep taking pictures, if I keep putting him up, if I keep using that hashtag, I want someone else to use it. I want someone else to call him that. Well, that photo shoot that I did at the chocolate factory recently was because of him. The super cute snowmen that I got from Lowe's, again, a huge thank you to them. That was because of him. There have been several events, the Heritage Christmas out at the Clark County Museum that I was invited to because of Poe. And people love to come out and take pictures and see, yes, he's stuffed. He's not real, I promise. He is a stuffed bird, but he is a very, very popular stuffed bird. And so he has definitely not only helped me achieve that goal, but it has taken on a life of its own. Now, the content that I was making, all the pictures and the videos and the funny little things I was doing as a joke for him to be an influencer, has actually resulted in me becoming a brand ambassador for actually a number of brands now. Clothing-wise, you guys have seen the items that I got from Just Strong. Again, a female empowerment workout company that I have supported in the past and I'm proud to be a part of again. And Volara, which this is my first time with them. However, their gear is amazing. I am loving it so far. And then, of course, Find the Good. They're all about promoting mental health awareness. And so that is very special to me as somebody who was diagnosed with PTSD and who has spoken on not only that subject, but suicide prevention, like my ring, this one right here. It's a PTSD awareness and suicide prevention awareness ring that I got several years ago when I did my bike ride. So mental health awareness is also very, very special to me. Now, I've also had a few other brands that have reached out. If you are reaching out to me, I appreciate it. I'm very flattered. If you are a clothing or fitness company, I don't want to split. I've had to turn down a couple. I don't think that I can give the right amount of proper dedication to brands if I'm constantly trying to cycle through and make sure, did I get one for this, Brandon, have I covered this one this week? And I want to just stick with the few that reached out to me first and that took a chance on me. So I've talked to a couple of them, and hey, if you continue to like what I do, then we can talk next year. This year, at least when it comes to like fitness gear, I'm set. So I'm going to be sticking with Volara and Just Strong. However, I do have a few that have reached out in other respects, and so we'll be checking out some more fun stuff as it comes. Another goal that I had was to do something like creating an online store. Post collection did go live in October, and so it's not even what I originally imagined it would be, but it's, I think, better, because originally it was just the books, and now I've got all the diamond art, and I've got all the fun little stickers with Poe, and with his coloring books coming up, I will have even more. And of course, Team Poe, you guys have met several of my cute little stuffed animals. They are going to get their own stickers and their own pages and storylines in those coloring books. So it's kind of fun to see how that's all coming together. And then another one is redoing the office. And I've shown it. I don't have it set up right now. I'm working on getting like a table for me to put my coffee and Poe and everything on. But I do have a cool backdrop now. So the office evolution continues. That'll be a goal moving forward again into the new year. However, if you remember the very first video, which was a nightmare, the camera was turned wrong and it was bad. It was very, very bad. But that was actually at my old desk. It was very small, and it sort of had just stacks of things kind of fit on it, kind of Tetris style. This desk is huge. I know you can't really see it, but this little section that you can see right here is about a quarter of the desk. It actually wraps all the way around me. It's a big corner desk, so it's another part of the evolution of the office. That was another fun one. And of course, releasing more books. That is, I am an author. I like to write. I need to write. That's what I do. And so being able to get the both Pride and Envy out this year and get back on track. They were actually supposed to come out in 24, but after the car accident and everything that kind of took me down for a while, I had a really bad concussion. Everything got pushed back for a year. You guys held on. You waited for me, and I appreciate that, and we're back on track. Lust is coming in February. It's February 22nd, so I'm excited for that one to come out. And then Wrath will be in August. So I've got all those goals that are coming up, but right now I just kind of wanted to celebrate, with Christmas yesterday, opening presents. For me, we did a lot of the celebration stuff earlier in the year, or I guess earlier in the month. Although earlier in the year for a couple of things. My new table runner that I had all the way back in September on the cruise, that was actually an early Christmas gift. So I've been kind of celebrating since the fall. And so that for yesterday wasn't necessarily like a big, huge day. I was actually at my day job, if you guys saw the pictures, but I did have my cute little cat ears driving my bosses crazy. So that was a good time. This year coming up, I definitely have a whole list of things I'm working on, from, just getting some things paid off and working on being a little bit better on the whole business side of things. Right now I've got people that come in a couple times a month and just like yell at me and be like, I need your receipts and I need to know what you're doing. And that's good. It's good I have that, because I'm not the best at it. But one of my goals next year is to actually be better at doing that myself. Not necessarily because I don't want the help, but just it would be nice to know that I can rely on myself to do it and be accurate about it when I do. So I've been kind of learning this year, watching them, and now I will be taking over more of it myself. However, if you're good with that kind of stuff, then please feel free to reach out with advice, because I'm always learning, always learning. And then I will also, of course, I talked about Wrath and Lust, or Lust and Wrath, if I want to go in the right order. I also have yearbook coming out, and I've got at least 2 more, one standalone and one that is first in series. I have, I think, 3 more series that are starting over the next couple of years. So there will be this evolution, because as we get close to ending the Sin series, which will be, I think, June 21st of 27. I have to look it up. It's on the summer solstice. That's why I'm not sure of the date yet. the summer solstice of 2027 will be the release of book 7, the very last book in the series. And then after I released my collection, the one that I did the bike ride for and that I have the awareness ring for, I kind of got lost. I didn't really have anything to work on. I didn't know what I was doing. And I sort of just floated for a while. And so one of my goals was to kind of reinvent that and get back to writing, which I have done. But I want to avoid that. I want to make sure that I have things already in place, already in motion when that series ends, so that I don't kind of float again. It wasn't fun. I do not like to float. Sorry, Stephen King. It's not my thing. So there's a lot coming up, and I will actually be talking about that next week a little bit with goals, and I would love to hear some of the goals or resolutions or fitness plans or whatever it is that you guys are working on. I do have a kind of a big one I'm working on this coming year. However, it's going to be kind of an evolving one, and it's actually a, I guess, pre-goal, if that makes sense. I will be working on something that's going to be real big for me personally coming up in 27. So I'll be sharing little bits about that throughout the year. And yes, it is book related to some extent. I am working on a book about it. It actually may end up being one more book under my old retired pen name of Renee Jean, just because the things that are a little bit more personal to me tend to go under that name. But we'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do for that. But it is book related. It's also just personal, and it's something that, like I said, it's evolving. So as time goes on, as things solidify a little bit more, I'll be sharing more information about that one. But I would love to hear what you guys are working on. I would love to hear what goals you're setting for yourself. What have you accomplished this year that you either didn't expect to, or you've been working real hard on? Or even did you just pick something and maybe it didn't quite work out, but it kind of shifted. I've had that happen many times where I thought, okay, I'm gonna get in the gym every day and I'm gonna work really hard and I'm gonna get to like this perfect ideal, I guess, theoretical body. I didn't go every day. I didn't hit the goal weight or anything. I also wasn't training for anything, so I'm not good if I'm not training for things. And that's one of the things I learned when I did that is I need that goal. I need that thing that I can go, check, I made it. And so I learned that, and that's what helped me pick these new goals. Whereas I also learned in the process that I'm better with classes. So I take a lot of classes like Zumba and Pilates and yoga. If it's cardio, I can get on the bike, I can get on the treadmill, I can walk on the track or swim. That I'm good with. That I like to do. But if it comes to like weightlifting or body combat, because I do self-defense a little bit, any of those things, I'm better if somebody's instructing me and telling me how to keep my form. So all of those were things that I learned in the process of attempting to achieve a goal that I never actually achieved. But I learned so much about myself. So sometimes missing the goal isn't really the point. It's the fact that you learned so much moving forward that you can now set more achievable goals because of the things that you learned about yourself in the process the last time. I am a very firm believer in failure is not failure. Failure is a learning opportunity. And so take what you learned, move forward, and try again. And in some cases, try again means try something different. A big example, my bike ride. I trained for that for 3 years, and I accomplished it. And it did not go as planned at all. I mean, I broke my collarbone and my shoulder and, well, tore my rotator cuff, but I got severely injured and I damaged my bike and my wallet got stolen and I got off track a number of times because no matter how much GPS you have, sometimes you're in the middle of absolutely nowhere and your satellite goes out and you're just guessing. It just happens. It did not go as planned, but I made it. And I saw an amazing amount of this country, and I got to bond with my team and meet amazing people and share stories and hear their stories, which was very cool. So it ended up being this incredible thing. And everybody was joking. I was training so hard that, next I should try doing like the Tour de France or something like that. Honestly, I never got back on the bike. I came home, I have it, I still have my bike, I still have my training bike. I get on it for fitness purposes now and then. My actual bike, my big one that I rode all the way across the country, I haven't been back on it since. I still like to cycle. I still plan to do more small cycling events, but that's just not a goal for me anymore. I'm one of those people that I set the goal, I achieve it, and I go do something else. So that's kind of the joke about this new one that I'm training for, is that you can either do it all at once or you can do it in parts. It's like, oh, well, maybe if you do the first couple parts and then see how it goes, and then maybe the next year do another couple. I won't. I know that. I know me. I know that if I set the goal, it's do it all now and accomplish it, or do what I can and move on. I'm just not one of those people that keeps doing the same activity over and over and over again, with obviously the exception of writing. That's always been my go-to. I will also be talking about, I'm going to be on the road again quite a bit next year. Although I am taking the summer off with like a 1 week exception. I'm going to be hanging around home. I'm going to actually go camping. I have not gone camping for like 3 years. And so I'm excited to go back out, get some hiking in and see nature and get to spend time with friends. The coffee house tours, which I have absolutely loved. Tomorrow is my last signing with them. It is the last signing for the coffee house tours. We are shifting to turning pages again, another set a goal and either accomplish it or pivot. We're pivoting. We're shifting to a different style, hopefully one that is a little bit more beneficial to the current atmosphere. The way coffee house tours started, it was amazing, and it was amazing for years and years and years. It's just the world changes, the entire atmosphere of everything has changed, and now moving forward, we think that this might be a little bit more beneficial. But we also have the ability to go back if that's what we want to do. So we are looking forward to seeing what new adventures await us on this one as well. But doing the coffee house tours, especially stepping up to more of like an admin role, there were several years where I think I was signing every other weekend or every weekend for the entire year. And because of that, I didn't really get to travel. I didn't get to really do much. And so I have the bigger events. I have a couple conventions and conferences this year. I'm excited for those, both the Book Lovers Con, which is actually right here in Las Vegas, and then Bray, the Beyond the Read author event, which is in Columbus, Ohio. It will be appearing at both this year, so I'm excited for those. And the Bray is in the summer. It's in July, and the week right before is the Detroit Book Festival. So if I get into that, that will be my 1 week. Everything else I have set aside for actually having some personal time, because that is also a goal for me. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at having just downtime, and I'm working on that. I'm working on being able to just spend time with family, with friends, to just relax and have some actual like vacation time. So hopefully that develops. I've got a very exciting trip planned that is not book related for once, coming up in April and early May. So all sorts of things going on, and I will be talking about that a little bit more next week, because this week I kind of wanted to reflect more on what's happened this year, and there has been a lot. This right here, this has been a big one for me. I've learned a lot, and I've gotten a lot more comfortable being able to do this, and you guys have welcomed me with all my craziness and my mistakes and my learning curves for sure. So I thank you for that, and I will probably be spending the rest of the day right here in the office, with one brief exception, working on getting Lust out for you so that I can meet that first release goal. But I'd love to hear what you guys are working on. What is it you've done this year? What is it you're looking forward to for next year? And if I don't get the chance to talk to you until then, be safe, have a happy new year, and I will see you in the new year where we get to talk about this stuff all over again. Until then, stay caffeinated.